How old is Grammy?
I have no idea.
You want to guess?
Probably 29.
No.
6.
She's 6 years old?
Yeah.
What kind?
I'm guessing 52, 53, 60, maybe?
I have no idea. I think she has blue eyes.
I think they're blue.
Gray. Kind of silver. I don't know. Silver, brown.
They're like dirty brown with a little tint of black.
Wow.
So
The favorite thing
yeah,
that
favorite thing mom cooks. I say chicken. Was it chicken marsala or chicken Kiev?
chicken Marengo?
Chicken Marengo, that one too. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. But I'll tell you, I like the American chop suey. I mean, that's just an all-purpose meal: breakfast, dinner, lunch.
That says mom.
Yeah. And then
Mom
just-
is American chop suey.
Yeah, that and lobster rolls. Not. I mean, I generally see those on Facebook when they're in Maine, posting those.
Best thing that mom cooks. Well, growing up, I always had to say macaroni and cheese and lasagna because those were my favorites. But looking back at the things that I enjoyed the most, it's probably silly, but I really, really liked those Christmas wreaths, those green Christmas wreaths, which out of laziness have now morphed into what I call holly plops for my own kids, and that's a tradition that we now have as part of Christmas. But I gotta side with Billy on this one. There's nothing that says mom like chop suey because we ate that so much growing up, and you know, it was easy, it was healthy, it was yummy. I don't know that that was one of my favorite things, but I like the applesauce, apple pies. Mom makes a mean pie. That's one thing I guess that you taught me again is that to roll out a really good pie crust.
Her apple and pumpkin pie. I really like those. And apple. Oh, did I already say that? Making pizza and apple pies.
I would say apple pie because she cooks it every Thanksgiving and it tastes.
What is drink? Drink Diet Coke. I think at this point you may very well be 75% Diet Coke, Mom. So Diet Coke, Chardonnay, and to eat lobster. That's kind of an easy one. Although caramel bullseye is probably coming in a close second to lobster. I guess that's something I inherited from you as well.
Lobster rolls. That's the easy one. Lobster rolls. I think she likes clams too, but I mean, she likes white wine, champagne as it turns out, and yeah, pretty much anything seafood.
Thanksgiving turkey.
Well, I mean, the obvious answer is that I haven't been deported, and I'm not residing underneath a bridge. So, yeah, I guess for sure that.
You.
I know Grammy loves me because she gives me a big hug and big kisses.
Well, every time we sleep over at her house, she gives us a kiss every night.
Together. We like to go Black Friday shopping. We've got a whole system worked out now. Mom guards the cart, and I run out, and then I guard the cart, and she runs out. Although I have to say, I probably run out more. And she likes to grab everything kind of in a Filene's basement sort of way when we get to the cash registers. That's something that we do that's really fun together. We also like to kayak and go fishing at camp. maybe sometimes pick berries as long as I last, although she's vastly more patient for that sort of thing than I am.
I like to go to craft shows.
Paint,
Why is that?
because it's really fun.
I would say paint or draw pictures because I'm creative, she's creative, we're the same.
Okay, so I can remember there was a little girl in my elementary school that kept giving all of the kids head bugs and lice. And every time we would go to a slumber party, all the kids that went to that slumber party would end up coming home with lice. And I can remember a particular trip to the grocery store that my head was feeling really itchy. And I kept telling her, Mom, my head is itching. Mom, my head is itching. And now as an adult, I can see this as a mom that you probably were just trying to say, all right, I hear you, but let's just deal with that later. We don't need to discuss it at the grocery store. Just let me get my shopping done and we'll deal with that tomorrow. Tara. But I was not going to be put off. She was not taking me seriously enough. And I can remember announcing to the whole grocery store, Mom, I have lice. Mom was not amused. That was probably the time I embarrassed her the most, I hope.
I believe there were some warnings about not stepping on nails in camp because we'll get lockjaw. I do believe there was some sage advice to wait roughly half hour before we go swimming. Safety first.
Something that you always told me was that you got to be at each stage of your life for only such a short time. There was no reason to rush things. Like you only get to be in high school for a while, you only get to be dating for a while, you only get to be married without kids for a while. So to not rush things and to enjoy the stage that you're at. I think that was good advice.
Painting, she's got a real good eye for color and paint. She's good at reminding me to give gifts to the girlfriend she like, which is nice.
My mom is great at taking your side. She's always been really good at that when one of us feels like we're under attack, whether we really are under attack or not, she's always really good at being 100% on your side. Sometimes maybe a little too on your side, but for the most part, really good at being on our side and seeing things our way. That's probably something I could do better, because I tend to be more cynical, and that may not always be helpful, but Mom is always 100% on your side, so that's great. She's good at painting and is really worked hard, and I'm proud of her for how hard she's worked to learn how light hits surfaces and to be able to make her paintings more realistic. Because of that, she's worked really hard at it. I think that's great, and she's good at painting. It's definitely something that she does really well.
I'd have to say her patience, because she's been married to Dad all this time, and that is no small feat. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, love you, Dad, but seriously, man. That's a pretty impressive feat. Also, sense of humor, pretty laid back. I think I get being a little bit laid back from a little bit more from her side. We don't, there's no airport mom. So
Thank
yeah,
goodness for that.
indeed.
I admire how loyal Mom is. I think that's a great trait, that she's always loyal to us and loyal to Dad. Sometimes at the same time, even when they're contradicting each other, which is really difficult, but she somehow manages to do that too. She's very loyal and she's dependable in a crisis. I know that if there is ever anything that comes up last minute, I know that she and Dad will be here in a second's notice and they'll pick up where I need them to. Something else I admire is that she's really good at seeing people for who they are and still loving them anyway, and recognizing Billy and I and our strengths and weaknesses, and my kids and their strengths and weaknesses sometimes, and knowing them for who they are and loving them anyway, and accepting who they are, and still wanting what's best for them without trying to fix them. I mean, as a mom, that's pretty big.
This goes back to baby grandfather, but I mean, I think I got a banging head of hair. That's pretty nice. And so does mom. I mean, look at mom, for goodness sakes. I mean, you know, no dye, no nothing. She's just rocking the red hair. Nothing wrong with that. I think I get part of my laid back disposition from her, which is nice. And not my blue eyes, 'cause I don't have them.
I think the thing that I learned the most from mom, whether it was inherited or just inheriting her love for something, was about being outside and a reverence for nature and to protect nature. Even though, you know, we live in a city, I grew up thinking that recycling was something that was normal, and nature was a resource that really needed to be protected. As a parent, I think I learned a lot from my mom that one of the best things that you can give your kids, probably the greatest present that you can give your kids, is to be present, to be there for them when they are doing something at school, when they are having a hard day, to know that your mom is always there for you no matter what. That was a good lesson that I feel like I'm passing on to my own kids.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you, Grammy. Happy Mother's Day, Grammy.
Happy Mother's Day, Grammy. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you.